In the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, far from the world's traditional centers of power, a different kind of storm is brewing, one not of wind and rain, but of power, ambition, and ideology. At the heart of this gathering tempest lies Taiwan, an island whose fate is now intertwined with the future of the entire world. This vibrant democracy of 24 million people thrives under the looming shadow of China, its every move watched and measured. Once a quiet outpost, Taiwan has become a global flashpoint, a place where the hopes and anxieties of nations converge. For decades, Taiwan has balanced on a knife's edge, caught between its own aspirations and the ambitions of its powerful neighbor. Today, that delicate balance feels more fragile than ever, as the world's gaze sharpens and the stakes grow higher. Taiwan's journey from authoritarian rule to a flourishing democracy is a testament to the resilience and determination of its people. Their story is one of transformation, hope, and the constant pursuit of freedom in the face of adversity. The world's attention is now fixed on this island, where US and Chinese interests collide in a high-stakes rivalry that could shape the 21st century. Every diplomatic gesture, every military maneuver, is scrutinized for signs of escalation or compromise. For Beijing, Taiwan is a renegade province that must be brought back into the fold. For Washington, it's a vital, democratic partner, a beacon of freedom in Asia, and a technological powerhouse whose microchips drive the modern world. A conflict here would send shockwaves across the globe, crippling economies, shattering supply chains, and risking direct confrontation between the world's most powerful nations. The consequences would be felt in every corner of the planet. The devices we use, the cars we drive, the technology that powers our daily lives, all trace back to this island. Taiwan's factories produce the semiconductors that are the lifeblood of the digital age, making its stability crucial for everyone. As tensions escalate, the Taiwan Strait has become the world's most dangerous theater, a narrow stretch of water where the world's future could be decided in a matter of moments. Understanding Taiwan's story isn't just an academic exercise, it's essential for anyone concerned about the future of global peace, prosperity, and the fragile order that holds our world together. This is the story of an island on the edge, a story of courage, uncertainty, and hope. It's a story that affects us all, no matter where we live. To grasp today's crisis, we must revisit the Chinese Civil War's legacy. In 1949, Mao's communists seized the mainland, forcing Chiang Kai-shek's nationalists to flee to Taiwan. Both sides claimed to be the true China, creating a deep, enduring divide. Taiwan, once under authoritarian KMT rule, transformed into a thriving democracy by the 1990s. This evolution deepened the rift with the PRC's one-party system. Today, most Taiwanese see themselves as distinct from China, valuing their democracy and freedom. For younger generations, reunification isn't a family matter, it's a threat from an authoritarian power. The conflict is now about identity and values, not just territory. This makes the prospect of reunification fraught with peril. The divide is no longer just political, it's existential. The United States has long walked a diplomatic tightrope over Taiwan, balancing its interests in Asia with the realities of a rising China. For decades, American leaders have tried to maintain peace and stability in the region, while also supporting Taiwan's democracy and autonomy. After 1949, when the Chinese Civil War ended with the communist victory on the mainland, Washington backed Taipei as the legitimate government of China, even signing a mutual defense treaty and providing military advisors to help Taiwan resist possible invasion. But in the 1970s, Nixon's historic opening to Beijing changed everything. The US shifted diplomatic recognition to the People's Republic of China, leaving Taiwan in a precarious position on the world stage. Yet, Congress responded with the Taiwan Relations Act of 1979, which committed the US to help Taiwan defend itself, without promising direct military intervention. This act became the cornerstone of unofficial US-Taiwan relations. This policy of strategic ambiguity is designed to deter both a Chinese invasion and a unilateral Taiwanese declaration of independence, keeping both sides guessing about how far the US would go in a crisis. The US continues to sell advanced arms to Taiwan, from fighter jets to missile defense systems, ensuring the island can defend itself against potential threats. American warships regularly transit the Taiwan Strait, demonstrating US commitment to freedom of navigation and signaling support for Taiwan, moves that consistently anger Beijing but stop short of formal recognition. This delicate balancing act has helped keep the peace for decades, but China's growing military power and increasingly assertive actions are testing the limits of this strategy like never before. American policy is full of contradictions, supporting Taiwan's defense and democracy, while still affirming the One China policy and maintaining official ties with Beijing. As China's military grows bolder and its rhetoric more aggressive, the old playbook may no longer be enough to prevent conflict or miscalculation. The stakes for US-China-Taiwan relations have never been higher, with the potential for missteps that could have global consequences. The world is watching closely, wondering if this fragile balance can hold, or if the next chapter will bring a new era of uncertainty and risk in the Taiwan Strait. Just before the holidays, the US sent shockwaves through the Taiwan Strait by announcing an $11.1 billion arms deal, one of the largest and most significant in history. This move wasn't just about selling weapons, it was a clear signal of deepening US commitment to Taiwan's security, at a time of rising tensions in the region. This package dwarfs all previous sales, representing a dramatic escalation in US support. The focus is on asymmetric warfare, arming Taiwan with the tools to resist a much larger adversary, and to make any potential invasion a costly gamble for Beijing. Taiwan knows it can't match China's military might in a head-to-head fight, but with the right strategy and equipment, it can raise the stakes and make any attack far more difficult and dangerous. The deal includes advanced HIMARS rocket systems, capable of striking targets at long range and quickly relocating to avoid counterattacks. It also features modern howitzers and sophisticated surface-to-air missiles, giving Taiwan the ability to defend its skies and respond to threats from multiple directions. Drones are another key element, providing surveillance, intelligence, and even strike capabilities. These tools are designed to turn Taiwan into a porcupine, bristling with defenses that deter aggression. Mobile missile launchers and armored vehicles add to Taiwan's flexibility, making its defenses harder to target and destroy, while maximizing the damage they can inflict on any invading force. Washington isn't just selling hardware, it's endorsing a new defense doctrine, one that aims to deter Beijing by making the cost of invasion unacceptably high. The timing is no accident. This deal comes after years of mounting Chinese military pressure, with frequent incursions and exercises near Taiwan's borders. For Taipei, it's a much-needed morale boost and a reassurance of US backing. For Beijing, it's seen as a direct challenge, an unacceptable provocation that cannot go unanswered. The message from Washington is unmistakable. Taiwan will not be left defenseless, and the US is willing to stand behind its partner in the face of growing threats. Unsurprisingly, Beijing's response was swift and furious, condemning the deal and vowing to take countermeasures. The arms sale has set the stage for a new chapter in the region's ongoing power struggle. Beijing retaliated quickly, sanctioning 20 US defense firms and 10 executives linked to the arms deal. The sanctions are mostly symbolic. These companies have little business in China, but the message is clear. China's foreign ministry condemned the sale as a grave violation of sovereignty and issued stern warnings. Beijing's red line rhetoric signals that Taiwan is non-negotiable. The US is under pressure to follow through, while China must show its threats aren't empty. The diplomatic firestorm further strains US-China ties. Beijing's anger is public, but the real risk is escalation, economic or military. The world is left wondering, what will China do next? The standoff is more dangerous than ever. China's red lines over Taiwan are as much psychological warfare as policy. Beijing's threats are designed to intimidate and shift blame, not always to trigger conflict. Past provocations, like US arms sales or high-level calls, have drawn outrage, but not war. The real strategy: isolate Taiwan and deter support by making others fear crossing an ever-shifting line. International media often amplifies this, focusing on, will this provoke China, instead of, why is China threatening Taiwan? This narrative pressures democracies to stay passive. The red line is a tool to keep Taiwan isolated and the world on edge. But the real danger is letting intimidation dictate policy. The Taiwan Strait crisis is a global issue, not just a regional one. Nearly half the world's container fleet passes through these waters. War would cripple global trade. Taiwan is the world's semiconductor hub. A conflict would halt chip production, devastating the tech industry and triggering a global recession. A Chinese invasion could draw on the US, Japan, and other allies, risking a great power war. Even without war, rising tensions fuel arms races and economic decoupling. The world's dependence on Taiwan is a vulnerability. The standoff is about more than territory. It's about the future of democracy, trade, and global order. What happens in Taiwan will shape the 21st century. The stakes could not be higher. Experts warn that the risk of miscalculation is now dangerously high. China's nationalism, military buildup, and Xi Jinping's ambitions make the situation volatile. As China's military edge grows, the temptation to use force increases, especially if US resolve appears weak. The recent arms deal is meant to reset the calculus and deter Beijing. But with US and Chinese forces operating close together, a single incident could spark crisis. Lack of crisis communication only heightens the risk. Many analysts agree. The old status quo is unsustainable. We're now in a phase of active deterrence, trying to prevent a war that feels more possible every year. We stand at a crossroads over Taiwan's future. The $11.1 billion arms deal and Beijing's fury are the latest moves in a high-stakes game. Taiwan's fate is a test for the global order and the values of democracy. Will deterrence hold, or will nationalist fervor push Beijing to act? The choices made in Washington, Beijing, and Taipei will decide the outcome. This is about more than weapons. It's about freedom versus authoritarianism. Taiwan's resilience is a beacon, but support from other democracies is crucial. Mike's the Feinden Guri, White so Furid, Sherbad and Gamd, as Rindit Moord and Verstring. The world must choose between confrontation and diplomacy. What happens next will shape us all. What do you think the world should do? Share your thoughts.